To quote from Gardens Alive, "The sound of running or dripping water acts like a magnet for birds. They can hardly resist staying away from your yard." Today we'll make a water feature that won't break the bank or your back. Hello from Texas. It's the beginning of June. The sun is shining bright and it's hot. I'll show you how to repurpose some of those famous dollar store stackable planters today. Let's build a water feature for the garden. I used 4 tiers of the dollar store planters for this project. You will need a drill and several different bit sizes. You will need a bit the same size as the wooden perches. I bought 1/4 inch by 6 inch bamboo dowels. Be sure to match the bit to the dowels for a tight fit. If the dowels are loose, you can use hot glue or silicone to seal the opening. You will need a bit the same size as the rubber tubing that comes with your kit. The one with this kit was 3/8 of an inch. It is important that this tubing is a tight fit, as you will remove the tubing each time you clean the water fountain. You will need a can of insulation foam, which is not shown, and some rocks to fill voids in the pockets. Be sure to keep a source of water to keep hydrated in the summer heat. There are a couple of choices for solar pump kits, one less expensive than the other. The one I used is the more expensive. It has a large solar panel and a battery. The battery keeps the pump running longer each day. The less expensive kit does not have a battery and the solar panel is smaller. The pump only runs while the sun is shining directly on the solar panel. I'll leave a link to both in the description area below. A water reservoir is needed, which is large enough for the Dollar Tree planter to sit on it and hold the weight. This is one I had left over when I was moving. They are available at the big box stores. You need one that has a depressed lid for water drainage. We will start by drilling the holes for the perches. Note that I have placed masking tape at each location where I will drill. This is to prevent cracking the plastic. I also drill smaller pilot holes before using the larger bits. I bought 1/4 inch bamboo perches and they are working fine. You could also use hardwood dowels. I'll leave a link below. The perches need to fit tightly to prevent water leaks around them. You can use hot glue or silicone to seal these if the bit is larger than the dowel. Next, I will drill the fountain holes. I use a 1/8 inch bit for this. It should be in the center of the valley between the tier pockets. Each of the fountain holes should be 1 1/8 inch down from the top of the tier lip. Use light pressure when drilling this thin plastic to prevent breakage. Let the bit do the work. I'll drill a hole in the center of each of the tiers as the passageway for the tubing. An exact fit is important. Once again, I drill a 1/8 inch pilot hole in this thin plastic before drilling the final size. This helps prevent cracking of the plastic. I'm doing a dry fit to make sure everything is going together as planned. I am using insulation foam in the bottom of each tier to reduce the depth of the water to prevent small birds drowning. In hindsight, I could have used about half the amount of foam. I had to trim some of it out with a knife. Do you have a water feature in your garden? How does it work? Does it attract birds to your yard? Leave a comment below. I'd like to hear about your experience with a water feature. By the way, these dollar store planters were left over from another DIY self-watering planter. Here is a link to that video if you would like to watch. I wanted the fountain to sit on the back half of the water reservoir so I could put a plant container on the front. So I drilled the tubing hole offset toward the back. The tubing runs from the pump through the lid of the water reservoir up to the fountain. I drilled additional holes in the lid for drainage from the overflow of the fountain. I also cut a square hole large enough for filling the reservoir with water. This little metal piece sticking out from the pump housing is the water level sensor. If the water level gets below this sensor level, the pump will shut off. There are 4 rubber suckers on the bottom of the pump that will secure the pump to the bottom of the reservoir. If you cut the end of the tubing at a 45-degree angle, it will be easier to push the tubing through the holes. I placed a couple of 1x4 across the reservoir to support the weight of the fountain. The lid is not very strong. I place some small stones in the low places to fill the voids. it's time to put some water in the reservoir and test it out. My daughter had this planter that she donated to the project, and I found a clearance hanging basket for $10, and though this would be a perfect match for the fountain. The basket had 6 plants that I divided to fill the planter. These ornamental sweet potato vines will trail down and hide the fountain reservoir. Running on the battery and early morning sun. Running on mid-afternoon full sun.